Okay, thank you very much. Let's get then the mass choir. One song and the whole school sing. Our last song and all schools join. Let's all join into that. All schools join. Okay, conductor. Lilo, now go ahead. You must have seen Conductor Radikonsane at his best. Let's invite Professor Louisa Jita, the Dean of Faculty of Education at the University of the Free State, and then Mayor Rifile Mutsabi, the District RCL Council President, and Mr. Busiame, Head of Strategic Relationship and Market Management at Old Mutual Free State. In that order, Omunye Pesumomunye. sure, colleagues, you will help me with time. Professor Jafta.
Yes. Thank you, MC. Yeah. The correct name is Loiso Chita. I am scared, I should say, of Liso Lahau MC. So Oskabashe Bakahon na rule. I rise on behalf of the Rector and Vice-Chancellor of the University of the Free State, Professor Francis Peterson, who could not be here with us today. To the Premier of the Free State, Honorable Mxolisi Dugwana, to the Minister of Basic Education and the Deputy Minister, to Comrade Pule's wife and the entire Makgoe family, Comrade Vuyo's wife and the entire Mdi family, to all important guests and dignitaries, please allow me to ride on the protocol that has already been observed by the DG Kopung. I should say I am deeply touched, and of course, as fate would have it, the rector requested me to come here. But I know Comrade Pule, as the Grodmane recruited into COSAS many years ago when we were in residencia. We are gathered here in the memory of our dear comrades, Honorable Pule, Tate Makgoe, and Vuyo Mdi, who have fallen in the past week. For us in education, Pule was a national asset. He was not only a student at the University of the Free State, but he was also a provincial leader of education. It's very difficult to occupy those two roles at the same time, be a student and be a leader in education. But he actually navigated them quite well. As Comrade Neo Mastela indicated earlier, he had to rush from the legislature to go and write his assignment, which I'm sitting with, and I don't know who am I going to give the comments to. We were deeply shocked and saddened by the news that Tate is no more. It was harder to accept, especially when we heard how he had passed. An accident, especially on a road that he and Vuyo had traveled 1,000 times over in the past 15 to 20 years. They knew that road like the back of their hands, with an experienced driver who carried them with care many times on the same road. For that reason, it was very painful and so unbelievable. That sense of disbelief demonstrates that we are only human. I am reminded of the words of Tate Makgoe when he comforted us on the passing of Comrade Bheki Mlangeni. Some of you might know, Bheki was blown up by a headphone that had been sent to him purportedly from Lusaka by Derek Coetzee, yes. Those of us who were trained by Comrade Bheki Mlangeni could not believe and understand how he could open a parcel that was sent to him by somebody he didn't know. He was a trained cadre, very disciplined, and thus it was very difficult to understand how that could happen to him. In his message to the mourners, Comrade Madiba takes a podium and reminds us, in his traditional fashion, he says, "Inhlambi yamanzi ifela emanzini," which actually means if you are the best swimmer, you will probably meet your death in water. It is the same road that Tate and Vuyo had traveled for many years that eventually took them away from us. For our own selfish interest, we always wish we could have known to say our goodbyes in time, to wish him well, to pray for him, to say a kind word or two before he left us. But as the scriptures say, the timing is not ours. God's time is always the perfect time. Where our brothers are, they are well rested. They have run the race. Uthi Timothy mfundisi wesibini kwisahluko sesine evesini lesixhenxe, umzamo omhle niwuzamile, ugqatso nilufezile, ukholo nilugcinile. Let me say specifically about Comrade Makgoe. Death has done us a big blow by taking away a genuinely warm individual, a loving husband and father. It has deprived so many others, including us all, of a good friend, brother, uncle, and comrade. While we mourn the loss of these comrades, we pay tribute and celebrate a life that is well lived, a life committed to the cause of freedom in his own country, and when liberty came to building a strong education system in the province and the country at large. Not many leave behind a legacy of such dedication and accomplishment. We salute these fallen heroes of our country, and may his comrades in the province be strengthened, may the families be strengthened, and may their souls rest in peace.
May God grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, courage to change the things we can, and wisdom to know the difference. Death is cruel and unkind. Without any much ado, may I greet the Makgoe's family, the Mdi family, the house at large, and all protocols observed. My name is Vuyo Mdi, RCL President at the Motheo District. On behalf of the RCL Committee and all Motheo District learners, we offer our heartfelt condolences to the Makgoe's family, the Mdi's family, the Department of Basic Education of the Free State. May we in this trying time take a moment to refer to our Holy Scripture. Psalms 34 verse 18. It reads, "The Lord is close to those who have been crushed by pain, and he is always ready to restore them." May all our hearts be restored and time. Who was Dr. Tate Makgoe? To many, he may be described differently, but to his family, he was a father, a husband, an uncle, a brother, but most of all, a son. To our education fraternity, he was known by Mr. Simply the Best, the #1 believer, education's best interest at heart, a game changer, securing position 1 for the Free State for 7 consecutive years. He was indeed a trendsetter and will forever be remembered as a legend. Today may be seen as a day full of sadness, but it is also a day of remembrance. He truly planted a seed in our education system. His labor is indeed evident. A hero has fallen, but in his memory, let us keep in mind that death might end a life, but never a relationship or a legacy. May his light and the lights of those who came before him shine upon our path in the days that lie ahead. Robala ka kgotso, Mr. Simply the Best. Lala ngoxolo, Mr. Mdi. Thank you.
Free State Premier Tate Makgoe, our Minister of Basic Education, Vuyo Mdi, and protocol observed. We feel truly deeply crushed by the passing of our dear friend, partner in education, and esteemed leader in the society. We are here today to pay tribute to our dear friend, a partner in education. But we are also here to pay tribute to the family of Mr. Mdi, and we are truly crushed by the loss of these giants. But we also want to convey our deepest condolences to the families, Mema Makgoe, the children, the learners, teachers, colleagues, and friends of the Department of Education. But we also want to convey our message of condolences truly to the family of Tate Mdi, the family of South African Police Service in the province, colleagues and friends. The tragic death of our MEC Makgoe is a big blow. It's a big blow not only for his family, but for the department and the entire province of the Free State. Dr. Makgoe was a servant leader whom in his dealings with us as stakeholders, he demonstrated that he was indeed an honorable man. He was a very principled man, yet humbled to the degree that an imperfect person certainly can do. He epitomized excellence in his leadership, served the department with distinction, and indeed, he was simply the best. We are reminded by the famous song of our dear MEC Makgoe, titled simply The Best. In her lyrics, Tina Turner, and I want to quote, it says, "Better than all the rest, better than anyone I have ever met. Don't tear us apart. No, no, no. So our MEC was really a special MEC to us as stakeholders. He was certainly a resourceful MEC, a resourceful leader. Despite our socio-economic challenges as a province, he is an MEC who gave us the best results in the country. We shall remember him as an impactful leader who touched and changed the lives of many in the society. He inspired hope, he instilled a great sense of belief and confidence to those who did not believe in themselves. Many of us today love maths with passion because our MEC has instilled a sense of confidence among the learners in our province. And that is his legacy. As Old Mutual, we are reminded in this relationship about the various interactions that we have had with our MEC. We know that he developed a deliberate stakeholder engagement strategy for the province. It was a strategic forum for the MEC wherein he engaged with various businesses in the province. In his wisdom, he attracted investment. And that is why in the years 2013 to 2019, our MEC attracted a flagship project for the department. Therefore, re batla hore re ananela botho ba hae, kamohelo ya hae e mofuthu, e ne le moetapele wa makgonte, a ipeile fatshe, mosebeletsi wa setjhaba, ya neng a batla fela tswelopele bakeng sa bana ba hae. Mme hona jwale re batla ho presenta senepe sena. What we want to depict with these pictures is to see MEC in action. Re a tshepa hore re a bona hore MEC o khumame. MEC o bua le ngwana, empa re bona hore MEC is listening to his kids. Now, we have deliberately chosen this picture because this is who he was as a leader in the society. So, we truly value the relationship that we have had with the department. On this note, DG, we present these frames to the family and the Department of Education. We thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, we had agreed with Comrade Bulwane here that I will be done by 1:10, and I didn't make it with the part that I was dealing with. I tried my best. Conclude. But I did not succeed, at least by 20 minutes, because he had said I must conclude at 10:00 so that he takes our program forward. At the beginning, I did not recognize the leadership of the ANC in the province, the leadership of the South African Communist Party and COSATU, also the ANC Youth League and the ANC Women's League. We take the opportunity to recognize you. As I take my seat, I also say to our friend, a colleague, Tate Makgoe, that his body reposes in peace and that he rises as we all rise in the future when the trumpet rings. However, Kantle ho ntate Ramotswela itseng ha tsebe thapelo. Rona re ntse re tshwere ka thapelo hore eno ngwana bo rona o tla fumana bophelo bo sa feleng letsohong la Ramasedi. Jehova Modimo, Jehova Modimo, wa isir ore faladise
sa tsebe hore DJ ke tswere ixesha lethu liqhatshwe yinja libi jwale ke nako ya mahlonoko ha DJ ana le shapa ka diphafa nna ke tla le shapa ka diphephi ke tla korota nako ya lona pheng ya ka e tjho jwalo jwale ke tlo kopa re sebedisane mmoho re tlemo o tla celebrate bophelo ba ngwana bo rona ke qale ka hore ho lelapa la Makgoe le bohle ba amanang le bona ka kgomo lelapa la Mdi le bohle ba amanang le bona ka kgomo ho tona kgolo ya Provincial Freistata Ntate Dukwana le tona la thuto ya motheo mme Motshekga le bohle ba lokelwang ke tlotlo eo dijiana sa e beile re protocol observe jwale ona le ntwe ke hlokometse monana ke kopa lona batho ba dutseng fatshe moo le skela sebedisa ntlwana enana eo dimo monana gobane ntlwana enana e nyane e lekane baruti ba dutseng mo le batho ba dutseng mo jwale lona le tloa fatshe mona le be le tlo tsubela ka hara yona ka monana gobane batho ba dutse mo ha ba tsubi jwanong ho tsuwa mang he jwane ke a le kopa he ke tlo kopa botshabelo Sunrise ke ba tseba ba mafolofolo mo ba leng teng ke ba tseba sentse ba ra maoto ba itukisitse ba malala laotswe ba tle ba tlo re fa pina empa ntse ba tla ke batla hore ho ba lelapa la Nkopane ya ntseng a hlaphelwa diphateng tse tjhesang re o fole Ntate Nkopane ya neng a tsamaya le boletona Tate Makgoe le Tate Mdi so ke batla ho fa sebaka senana ba tla re fa di-item tse pedi ke a ba tseba mokgwa bona ka je go ba nyahanyahame mara ke a ba tseba ba potlaka Ntate Mehloma a ke le potlapotlake re kopa le ba fe di-mic ke kopa le ba kadime di-mic dimaki di atla emanganyane ke tseo di bethwa le xesha
Tate wa rona ka khotso. Rest in peace, la lango tuko ka khotso. Eta opola, kaminya buketso ya emite ka khotso. Bye 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 bye, bye bye bye, bye bye bye. Bye 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 bye, bye bye bye. Oh, robala ka khotso. Rorimo ampile sante, rorimo ampile sante, rorimo ampile sa kadumela, kadumela. Rurimo, rurimo, ampi desa, rurimo, rurimo, ampi desa, rurimo, donna ampi desa, kadumela, kadumela, kamola, le fele, oh, ola sea, Imbana, dona yanza mai, kijeso mo, lefele, enyo kiesama, ola tea, ay, tea baba, imbana, yanza mai, kijeso, lefele.
a re lebohe Sunrise o tswa ko Botshabelo ko Botshatshatsha tona kgolo ho na le ntho e ke hlokometseng monana gore khoto ene ya 1994 ya fela se le ba mbalwa fela ke tsebe ke man next mara rapela modimo a le keletse ka na 100 years ni phile ngokuna phakade ndate Masithela ndate Nthatisi goba ke a bona ya fela ndate Dukwana ke tlo bitsana jwale modula stulo wa di Principal Association Mr. Charles Livasage ke bitse Bishop Isaac Vani Provincial School Governing Body ke be ke bitsa ntate Moloi ka tatelano eo ya o lelekisa ha rona hanako ba tle ka tsela eo dijana sa e hlaloseditse gore o monye a ze phezulu ko monye ke tla kopa ha ba ntse ba tla o e tshware o etse bamba ye ka ba tla mo o e tloela bamba ye ba ba petse mbolo ba tla itseba ka tatelano ye ntate Charles
Dipilu dirobehile mimoya idubehile empa Jehova witsebile wena diputso dinata empa dikarabo sona dinyenyane wena Jehova witsebile Kamatati oh Jehovah
Premier Dukwana, Minister Motshega, I was instructed to hit and run just now, and I'm going to try and do that. My address is mainly to the loss of the MEC, but I wish to extend my heartfelt condolences mourning the loss of our MEC. To his wife and children and his immediate family, your loss is immense, and we will keep you in our prayers. Thanks for the support you have given to our MEC during his tenure in education. Thanks for allowing him to work very hard during family time and for what he has put in after hours. May you find peace in his legacy, and may the Lord keep you in his hand during this difficult time. I will always remember the MEC's broad smile and him dancing between children. When you're looking for him, you'll find him where the children are. And that I'll always remember. He had a heart for children, and he proudly called them children of the Free State. When he addressed our children, he did it as a father. He genuinely cared. He would motivate them to live to their potential and to work hard. He would remind them of their purpose. He regularly attended school sports, irrespective of the venue. And he loved it when the township schools outperformed the town schools. As a principal, I have the greatest respect for our MEC. Today, I'm wearing my HTS Louis Botha blazer. Although I am no longer there, he seconded me as principal to HTS Louis Botha in 2017, and I wear it in his honor. The principal seated here will agree with me on the following. Our MEC trusted his principals. He believed that the principals are professionally qualified to do their job, and he left them and trusted them to do it. Our MEC supported our principals. He added value to us, as was stated earlier by another speaker. He had an ear for his principals. He would listen and he would advise, and he would remedy and assist where needed. Our MEC was soft-spoken. He did not raise his voice, but he had the attention of everyone, and his messages were always clear and uplifting, and it guided. He knew his principles. He was highly respected for what he stood for and how he conducted himself. Free State education has grown under his leadership to being the top province in education consistently, and that is his legacy. Let's honor him by continuing his work, by growing the seed he has planted in us and in Free State education. MEC, we celebrate your life. We celebrate your legacy. You will always be our simply the best. Robala ka kgotso, ntate. Robala ka kgotso.
Oh, thank you, Program Director. Ke hlompe the Premier of the Free State, Tate Makgoe, ke hlompe letona la rona Minister ya rona Me Enji Motshekga. The protocol is orderly observed. Program Director, I'm going to try to be very short. Premier, last week when you addressed us more auditorium, you said the Free State is shaped in the kidney shape. And you said for the body to function very well, the kidney must be healthy. Now today, Honorable Premier, the kidney is bleeding. But I know that you were once an MEC of education. You will know how to heal that kidney for the Department of Education to function very well. Today we are honoring and paying tribute to the MEC, Dr. Tate Makgoe, who had passion and love for the education of an African child. And we know very well and we understand very well everything that he was doing it out of love. And we must be honest, Bomel Tate Tate Makgoe was honest and very truthful. And he was not afraid to confront issues. When you were saying one thing on the spot, he will stand up when you address and correct you on the spot. I'm surprised when today God decided Dr. Tate Makgoe to join him in his parliamentary in heaven. Le kwala fela a coward just after 14 years MEC ya education. A etsa mosebetsi wa hae with passion and diligence. Just a coward o tla fela ba tlo ngola lengolo a ngola ka mo Dr. Tate Makgoe a na etsa eng ka teng di eng. My message to that coward, I don't want to mention the newspaper, but my message to that coward, ke hore ka hore o hloleile bophelo ba Dr. Tate Makgoe mo confronte ka dintho tse o buang ka tsona. Ke tlo re wena tsa mo botsa le bitla because o hloleile mo confronta ntsa phela. I've said this yesterday, and I said I'm going to say it today. And I'm saying it. Premier, my request is for us to honor Ntate Tate Makgoe. The district directors kaofela, Ntate Mohale, as we honor kapare celebrate the results that come in next year, because we are going to retain our position as number one. As we celebrate in the districts, the Best Achievers Award, let us name it after Dr. Tate Makgoe Excellence Award, for us to carry that legacy. Bophelo ba hae kaofela. Mme ka mantswe ao ke batla hore mme Ivy ra leboha ka hore kadima Dr. Tate Makgoe e tlo ba moetapele wa rona. And we know hore ona rata di SGB ka tsela e makatsang ebile ona di beile pelong ya hae. Ona understand that the role, the important role e bapalwang ke di SGB ka hare ho the sector. And I think all the stakeholders, you will remember very well. Every event, every ceremony, every service, more analytic, he was making sure that I am part of that service because he recognized and respected the school governing bodies in the Free State. Kamantsor batla hore moya wa hae ha o robala ka khotso le moya wa warrant officer Mdi o robala ka khotso modimo ba etsa hantle re a leboha. Thank you very much.
Ki dumedise ntluka kakaretso ki ananele lo hlompha malapa mabedi lapa la ha Makgoe le lapa la ha Mdi. Let me extend our acknowledgement and respect to the Deputy Minister, to our Minister, and to our Premier. Protocol observed. Yeah, the hour has arrived. The minute has arrived. In bidding farewell and celebrating the lives of Tate Makgoe and Tate Mdi, I'm standing here representing the pain, the devastation, and the grief of all Motheo learners, educators, principals, school governing bodies, unions, associations, parents, the religious fraternity leaders, Premier, who are praying and supporting our schools year in and year out. The business which is investing in the education, in the future of our children, in Motheo Education District and the province at large. And Premier, the team of extraordinary, hardworking Motheo officials who crisscross the length and breadth of this district every day, including weekends and holidays, in order to support every child, in order to enhance the chances of every learner succeeding, not a learner repeating a grade. I represent those. Minister, we express our collective deepest condolences to the two families. Yes, the family of Makgoe and Mdi.
for their loss. But we say as Motheo Collective, your loss is also our loss. Your loss is a benefit to the heavens. Your loss is a benefit to the angels up above. Take solace in that. Celebrate the lives of the two soldiers. Minister, as a district, we know the embrace, the warmth, the love, the support, and the leadership of our two soldiers who died with their boots on in the education battlefield. Premier, when they paid the ultimate price, they were en route to join us as a district at Heidedal for the social cohesion and motivation session for our learners. It was an MEC-initiated process because of what was happening there in order to bring stability and suitable environment for the learners to do well. Oh, what a loss. What a terrible loss. Our lives will never, ever be the same again. Never. But the heavens have gained two loyal and dedicated angels who toiled the length and breadth of this province, of the district, in supporting our learners, in serving the district, in serving the country. Minister, the two were inseparable, Premier. When you see the MEC at any function in the district, you can predict, without getting a prize, that Tate Mdi will be there. If you see Tate Mdi, you'll know that the MEC was definitely going to be there. You know, Tate Mdi was so loyal and dedicated to his call, to his master, to his boss. You know, at times when we want to check the temperature of the MEC Makgoe, we will call Tate Mdi, how should we prepare ourselves? Tate Mdi should say, forget about the food. You must just go straight to the hall to do what is expected of you. It is not. It is a loss to have lost the two of them. As we conclude, Premier, we're asking ourselves, why now? God's time is perfect timing. You know, when the MEC took over as an MEC, Motheo Premier was performing at 71.8% in 2009. In 2010, Motheo performed at 75%. As we speak, Premier, God perhaps waited to say, Tate, you can't leave before this giant, before this sleeping giant, Motheo, performs at the right level, becomes a functional district. As we speak, he leaves us with a performing district. He leaves us as an investable and in district. We are, as we speak, Premier, the #1 district when it comes to primary school support and performance. And then, Minister, you still have got to announce, and then the next one in April. And then as we speak, we are the #1 district, Premier, when it comes to the National School Nutrition Program, as it was announced by the Deputy Minister 2 weeks ago. Yes. We are the #1 district in the country, and then Premier, when it comes to the National School, National Senior Certificate. It is not because of us. It is because of the collective, the dedication of everyone, of all our teachers, our parents. It is because of the leadership we enjoyed from the provincial level. Therefore, perhaps God said no, and then you have achieved what I have set you to achieve. And in closing, Premier, as a Motheo Collective, we have consoled ourselves, Mdi Makgoe, to say Tate Makgoe has left us with what we called a memory box. This memory box to us is a survival kit. You know, we know for a fact that, and then Tate Makgoe left us, and then with all, you know, the means, the ability, the agility to be able and then to do well under any circumstances. With him, and then we have achieved success, triumph over adversities. We got corrective reprimands, constructive criticism. We are a better district premier. And in how the future looks like, Premier, as you pronounced, the future look bright to the family, even to the minister, because we are going to make sure that the legacy of Tate Makgoe becomes a living legacy. The flames of his leadership will never die. The seed he planted, we are going to nourish it in order to ensure that the Free State retain the #1 position. We are going to sustain, Premier, this performance. We are going to improve on this performance. We are going to redefine excellence in the name of Tate Makgoe. It is well with our souls. Sidisehang ke a leboha.
Ke kopa re tshware jwalo. Ke kopa re tshware hanyane. Ke tlo emisa dibui tsena tse pedi tse latelang. Ke tlo emisa Ntate Ngangisa e leng letona la temo le ntshetsopele ya mahae, a latelwe ke Mmesane le Sefuba ka yona pina eo e neng le qala eo.
Premier, Minister, and Deputy Minister, an established protocol, DG, can I observe it? Malapa ahlabueng kitsinini. Ebohloko ya lefu. Lema emong ona ana. Intse ile modimo. Bophelong ho na le lefu, lefung ho na le bophelo. Lala ngenxeba akuhlangani ngehliya. I've come to bid farewell on the sudden departure of our brothers from the land of the living, and on behalf of the executive. I would like to believe on behalf of the government of the Free State in its entirety, we all know the life lived by Comrade Tate. A life he lived exactly half of his entire life. Allow me to do that by taking solace from the lyrics of a song of Paul Haddock entitled, "You May Be Gone." Of course, with some tweaking to suit the occasion of today. It goes like this. In loving memory, this song for you says, a special person so warm and true, you'd always show us how much you care. In time of trouble, you'd always be there. And for our children, you did all you could. You made our lives happy and good. Then came the news. It cut like a knife. It was the coldest day of our lives. It seems that time was not on your side. Your right to live had been denied. You may be gone, but you'll never be forgotten. You may be gone, but we'll still think about you. We don't know. We can't say when, but we know that one day we'll meet again. The lyrics of this beautiful song are the words we'd like to remember our brothers with as the curtain closes. From now henceforth, Sunday the 5th March 2023 will represent a very painful day in the lives of many in our province. And when history is rewritten, it will reflect a day our brothers Comrade Tate and Warrant Officer Mdi immortal remains lay still in a distance not so far from here. When we woke up that day, it was on the information that some of our own have ceased to breathe. We know that whilst we love and needed them most then, their creator and ancestor needed them more than us. They have therefore decided to call them closer home so that they could protect them from all the challenges and insults they were enduring on this planet Earth. The work that these comrades have become synonymous with is a very thankless work. These comrades, in their own right, have got families, they've got children, they've got their loved ones, and of course, they themselves are children of somebody. Comrade Tate Makgoe and Warrant Officer Mdi are no more. Warrant Nkopane, who was traveling with them and carried them on his shoulders as a driver on that fateful morning, is still recuperating in hospital. And we must still pray for him to get well. And on this note, I must request our friends from the media, please refrain from sending wrong messages that Ntate Nkopane is discharged. You are hurting the family because people flock at his house with the dismay of the family. Can we just take this moment again and pause and ask ourselves what Ntate Nkopane is going through during this difficult moment? This is important because these three spend most of their lives together in cars and in the service of the people. The protectors are very important in the work of any government, let alone our democratic government. They sacrifice a lot in ensuring that our government becomes vis bearers, arrive at meetings at the right time at all times, safe and sound. How many of us community members and citizens have ever taken a moment to worry about the safety of protectors themselves and their loved ones? I know that this is not the jurisdiction of the Executive Council or the legislature, but that of the National Commissioner of the South African Police Service. But honestly,
can we at least, as the Free State government, engage with the provincial government and request our Honorable Premier also to engage through the Presidential Coordinating Forum to re-look into the remuneration and the danger allowance of protectors. I understand that the entry level of protectors is warrant officer. I will leave the analysis thereof and the level of remuneration to the relevant people. But my elementary understanding is that warrant officers are not even assistant directors in the public service level and notches. We want to appeal to the people of the Free State and the media in particular to retreat during this period and try to give the respect that the fallen brothers deserves in their send-off. We are dealing with a somber moment. People have passed on. Let us please give them the respect and their families so that they are able to mourn their loved ones with respect. Please, we want to conclude and ask everybody to understand that we have lost soldiers. I will refer quickly to Comrade Tate, which we normally call Tate. And all of you, or some of you, didn't even know that he was an MK cadre. Never boosted. He was a humble man. He was a political mentor, a genuine revolutionary, a dependable leader, a trustworthy someone, a larger-than-life individual. And the passing of these soldiers leaves us in a painful moment, in a hurtful moment, in a distraught moment. We are shattered. May their soul rest in peace. Simply the best.
Thank you, Program Director. Let me acknowledge the Honorable Premier of the Free State, Honorable Dukwana, and also acknowledge the Minister of Basic Education, Honorable Mutsecha. Let me also acknowledge the Deputy Minister of Basic Education, the Honorable Mhlauli. Let me also greet the families of Honorable Makgoe and Warrant Officer Mdi. Program Director, a somber moment has befallen our province, Free State, and the country at large. The dawn of the 5th of March 2023 brought immense grief, left us confused, with our hearts torn, souls burdened with heavy sadness. When we went to bed on the 9th of the 4th, out of routine, little did we know that we would wake up to a tragedy that turned lives upside down and left distraught. Indeed, it was not known to us, but it was our Creator's secret, for we live on this earth at His behest. On the 28th of February, we gathered in this venue for opening of the Free State Parliament, and he was amongst us, healthy and strong. On Friday the 3rd, he participated in the debate of the State of the Province address, and when he ran out of time while debating, he promised us to say he will say more on education when he presents the budget vote, and we just never knew. It was our last interaction with him. MEC Tate worked in many portfolios in government as a member of Executive Council, including as a chairperson of committees at the legislature. In all his deployments, he demonstrated loyalty to his people because there is work that he left half done. This loyalty matured when he became an MEC for Education since 2009 to date. This is the portfolio where we could all see what he is indeed made of. He took his oath of office seriously as he vowed that he would uphold the Constitution, which states that everyone has a right to education. Understanding that it is through education that people's lives could be changed and contribute meaningfully to the development of our country. He challenged the theory that purports blacks as inherently and genetically inferior, displayed that by nurturing the children, provide support and conducive environment is a stimulus for them to perform equally with everyone. He was a champion of development indeed. We have seen him in his work epitomize visionary sense, commitment, diligence, courage, sympathy and empathy, hard work, passion, strong will, a good listener, just to mention some of the virtues that he possessed. Indeed, he demonstrated leadership and worked hard because he loved not only his work, but his people. Because I believe if you don't love the people, you cannot serve them. He did resonate with the poor and the downtrodden. His initiatives to improve education in the province speak to that. Yes, he leaves behind an infrastructure that can be utilized to proceed, helping our children to progress in life as they have been doing. As the longest-serving member of the legislature, he displayed a sense of humbleness. He did not behave in a manner that undermines anyone, even though we found him there. He was supportive to everyone, motivates and tells you when you are doing well. A voice of reason in terms of chaotic moments and disagreements, a good advisor to all of us. When he debates, you will see his passion for work in his department. Yes, he was a warrior for his people, a true revolutionary. Program Director, let me borrow the words of James Shirley in his poem, Death the Leveler, when he speaks about death. The glories of our blood and state are shadows, not substantial things. There is no armor against fate. Death lays his icy hand on kings. Scepter and crown must tumble down, and in the dust be equal made, with poor crooked scythe and spade. Some men with swords may reap the field, and plant fresh laurels where they kill. But their strong nerves at last must yield. They tame but one another still, early or late. Program Director would also like to pay our tribute to the soldier that had passed alongside with him, Warrant Officer Mdi. He died with a sword and boots in his hands, performing his duties he vowed to do. We don't take for granted the work done by these members of the SAPS. They spend most of the time with their principals, barely having time really to be with their families. What happened to him is a testimony to that. And we thank his family for allowing him to serve this government with all the power and the strength he had. May the souls of these cadres rest in eternal peace. Allow me to leave these words to both families. The Lord says in Matthew 11, verse 28 to 30, "Come to me all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest in your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." We sincerely extend our heartfelt condolences to families and friends. May God bless you, keep you, and heal this deep wound. To the Education Fraternity, his organization, the African National Congress, and all whose lives were touched by this gallant fighter. To the subs, friends, and colleagues of Warrant Officer Mdi, we are saying condolences, condolences, and indeed our condolences. Kuni nonke nina banhliziyo zophukileyo sithi bayekeni bahambe baphumle ngoxolo bakholiswe imini yabo uThixo woxolo abenani. Indeed, simple the best is gone. We also want to wish Warrant Officer speedy recovery. Warrant Officer Nkopane, who is lying in hospital, not only to heal only the aches and pains of the body, but his mind and spirit as well. Let him know that it is not his fault. He did all he could in his power to salvage the situation, but all that was, it was time. The time had arrived. I thank you, Program Director.
Honorable Speaker, yes, indeed, those words are befitting the caliber of a man that we are. Re ke ke ra hlola re utlwa mantswe a le ana a bua re bafana banana le ena o na ipitsang mfana kasi jwale ne re rata ho dula nako e ngata ha re tswa legislation re nwa bo Coke bo Sprite bo Fanta orange bo lemon twist le bo orange juice. Well, ante re nwa bo Fanta orange le bo lemon twist abaqoqa before re fumana di invitation tsa hore moradi wa nyalo aba re qoqela hore moradi wa o tla nyalwa e se khale aba re mara tse ke bua le Ivy hore mfanena e se tla no wendane ka tlu ke re mara ona le phoso re no tla no wendane. So it seems he was not happy, and then we laughed. So re ke ke ra fumana menyetla eno no hana jwale ke tlo kopa mmethoko a re mara hantsa etsa jwalo go bontso nyolwa di former premier tsa rona tse pedi go tla bua mme Mashofo pele go qetele ka mme Sefurantombela Sefaleng ba tla emiswa ke mmethoko hore ba tle ka pele.
Thank you.